How you all doing? It's Monday, it's the 6th of October 2014. It's around lunchtime. And I was out doing a bit of shopping, buying a few things on Saturday morning. And about 14 people ran past me. They were training for something up on their chest. They were training for some mini marathon. Or maybe it might have been a marathon. I don't know what it was. I could see something to do with a marathon. And it brought to mind the whole business of the madness, the marathon madness, I call it. And this business of running, pounding around on road surfaces that people do. Well, I said it was about 14. I think it was 14 of them I counted, and there was about 8 of them overweight, seriously overweight. These people. So they obviously. Some idiots had told them that this is a way you'd normalise your metabolism to lose weight. Now, when you go on any bodybuilding program, or when you enter any program to either lose weight or gain weight, there are 3 elements to it. Okay. The first element is the food element, what you take into yourself. And then there's the other twin elements, and they are exercise and rest. Now, the food element represents 60% of the total regime, and the exercise element represents 20%, and the rest element represents approximately 20%. Approximately. The rest is more important than the exercise, but that's another day's work. So what you have is, people all get it arse about face. They think that when you go on a regime, either to put on weight, muscle, or to lose weight, body fat, you know, the most important thing is the exercise, and then rest maybe, and food. No, that's all about. Food is the most important. After that comes rest, and then exercise. The exercise is the least important. Okay. So what happened was, after I saw these people, I was with some family members in the afternoon, and I got involved in a bit of a chat about some other people over there. I can't remember. There's a few other people here. It's in my house here. Got involved in a bit of a chat, and they were giving out that I was giving out about the people running up on the road. I said, I don't care what to do. That's their bodies. The problem is, these are youngish people. These are people in their 30s and early 40s, and they're going to do untold, irreparable, it cannot be repaired damage to their bodies doing what they're doing. These people were laughing at me. What are you talking about? They're going to get, but you hear this? They're going to get fit. I said, yeah, dead fit. That's what's going to happen to them. What do you mean? I said, listen to you, tell you. Imagine if you were a fit person. Big fit guy, okay? You're about 5'9", and you weigh about 12 stone. You've hardly any body fat on you, and you do those. You're running all the time. You enter one of those marathons, and you're at the start line, and you can do it in your head, like, you know, you've done it loads of times before. A bloke comes up to you and he says, "Yeah, I want you to strap a 30-pound bag of potatoes." Big bag of potatoes, he has it in his hand. Can you strap that onto your midriff, round your belly, and tie it on with the belt and run up the road there? What do you think would happen to the bloke? What do you think would happen to the guy who had the potatoes strapped onto him? Do you want me to tell you what would happen to him? Every single load-bearing joint in his body will be seriously damaged. Okay? His ankles, his knees, his hips, and his lower spine would all take a huge pounding. Massive pounding. Now, what's the difference between him and, I said, if he was old enough, if he was beyond the middle age, beyond 35, he would do irreparable damage to his body, because his body wouldn't be able to repair it. And if he kept doing it, he'd smash every joint in his body up, destroy them, destroy the joints, and they'd never get back together again. I said, I grew up in a society. I never heard in my life of anybody having hip replacements, knee replacements. Never heard of that before in my life. Every second person now needs new hips, needs new knees, new ankles. or getting pins put in their lower spine. The world's gone crazy. The reason I raise this is because they were saying to me, what do you sound like? I said, listen, these people are grossly overweight. They should be on a diet. They should be regularising the food that they take, but they don't know anything about it because they're not interested. If they were interested, they'd find out about themselves. They'd find out what makes your body work, what foods are good for you, what foods are bad for you. They'd find out historically what men have eaten, women have eaten, and historically in the past. What do we eat when we were hunter-gatherers for hundreds of thousands of years? We didn't eat off plates then. We had here. That's what we judged everything by. What we could hold in our hands. I said that's a situation. We live in a situation where these people are self-abusers. Look, do they ever stand in front of themselves in a mirror and look at them? The whole thing's bizarre. It's crazy. It's just up the left. I said, listen, the whole thing, if you're grossly overweight, you should only be concerned about two things, doing two things. And that's regulating your food intake, getting sufficient rest, which very few of them do. And the third thing is doing a small amount of exercise. And the exercise should be based around two things, walking or swimming. Because there's no damage to any of your load-bearing joints if you walk or you swim. End of story. What could be simpler than that? And you don't have to do huge. All you have to do is, the whole idea of doing the workout, when you're doing a workout, that's the other thing. What's all these people carrying bottles of water for? What's all this about? Every time I sweat to get a speed, oh, I have to have water, oh, I have to check my heart rate. These people are off their rockers. The whole idea is to sweat. The whole idea is to raise your metabolism. The whole idea is a thing called a cardiovascular workout. They think it's just a walk. You go for a little walk, like, I'll go for a little walk. Fuck's sake, get real, will you? You're doing this for a purpose. You're doing this to exercise your heart and your lungs and to get the blood friggin' flowing through your arteries and your veins. That's the purpose of it. Not to go for a walk and have a look at the birds. Or to go up to a swimming pool and paddle around nicey. The idea is to get sweat on your forehead and be breathing hard and get your heart rate up to about 30 or 40% more than what it is normally. At least that. At least that. It should be between 50 and 80% more. But anyway, that's a different ball game. But the whole idea is to stop damaging your body. You've damaged it enough and now you're doing more damage to it. You've filled it full of fucking fat and clogged your whole arteries and your veins up with this crapology that you're eating. And now you're out on the road trying to break your joints up. And of course the medical profession, they love it all. Because they get all the spin-offs of it. Oh, my back's sore. I have a lovely drug here for you. This will sort this out. Oh, my knees are killing me. Oh, no problem. I can tell you, I can recommend a good surgeon. Do that operation. It only costs you about £7,000. Oh, is that right, doctor? That's what you're up against. This is the world we live in. It's a world of consensus. Everybody has to agree. All those people are running for charity. It's great. I'm not talking about charity. I'm talking about the damage they're doing to themselves. You're responsible for your body. Fucking TV's not responsible for your body. Or some crowd raising money for some charity. They're not going to be responsible for your body. You end up in hospital. I know a man at the moment, I know a man personally at the moment who's a few years older than me, and he's in the hospital a minute, and he's unfortunately he's terminally at the end of his life. But when he was brought into hospital, he couldn't walk. His knees and his hips were destroyed with running marathons when he was in his 50s. When he was in his 50s, he was about 30 or 40 pounds overweight, and he smashed the cartilages in his knees and in his hips. Now he can't stand up in bed, can't get up out of bed. A hell of a situation, one hell of a situation. That's the world we live in. Don't forget, at the end of the day, you're responsible for the Ferrari, you're responsible for the Spitfire, you're responsible for the machine. Nobody else is. Anyway, listen, we talk more.